Your office?
Yeah, this is my office and studio space. So this is where I work most of the time, either on reading and writing, or on making sculptures, or whatever comes up in my workday.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about the space we're in right now. You said that you painted it yourself.
I did. So I actually came to LSU because I love the spaces so much. It's really large. I have a lot of freedom in here, and I did paint the walls as soon as I moved in here because the paint was flaking off of the walls, and I'm pretty sure it was lead paint, and so I just put acrylic on top of it because I didn't want to have to deal with that risk. But the rest of the studio I couldn't really do much about. The floor, for instance, I'm fairly certain that these are asbestos tiles, and they have been coming up, and if you look up, the ceiling tiles are pretty horrible. There's rust, and there is what looks like mold in some areas, and I actually think that these might be asbestos tiles as well, some of them. And you can see that there's water damage, so the water in here is really bad. And my windows, you can see that I've duct taped them because so much moisture comes in through these windows that I actually had a bunch of paper artworks completely shrivel up and wrinkle in wetness last winter when we had some rainstorms. So there's really no good climate control in here. In fact, it got so cold this January that it was 20 degrees in my studio for weeks, in the 20s, 20 to 30. And I had to work in here. I have no choice but to work in here. So in terms of heat, last year it took me 3 months and probably 15 emails to convince the university to give me this little portable AC unit that is sitting right here. And I love it. Thank you, LSU, for my portable unit. But it shouldn't be that hard for us to be safe and healthy in our spaces.
So I've heard that there are animals living in the ceiling of this building?
Yes. In fact, last year, through one of a similar ceiling tile in the studio next to mine, a raccoon fell through the ceiling. We know because there were broken pieces of glass and everything that the raccoon messed up. There was a missing ceiling tile and raccoon paw prints all over the studio floor and walls. This happened twice last year. Yes, we've actually been unable to access our studios for weeks at a time because they're bombing for fleas. So it's actually interrupted our work time.
And where do you think those fleas are coming from?
Oh, definitely the rodents, the rats, the squirrels, and the raccoons that all live in our building with us. There's clearly a moisture problem in here, and it's clearly leading to some sort of mold or other living growth.
And so what room is this?
This is the classroom that the sculpture department uses. Every beginning sculpture class is in here at some point. So almost every student that comes through our building is probably going to spend some time in this classroom. So I think that any layman can tell that this water damage next to this obvious electrical line is a serious problem.
Before I came to LSU, I did visit and I found the character of the building to be charming. However, as I continue to work here and see that not only is the building kind of falling apart, but our equipment and other things are, breaking down on us, it's just, we could be more productive as a, university and students if we had a better building and better equipment to work with.
We are in the foundry in the art building, and this is where we do a lot of casting for metal, and there are tunnels under here, but holes in the floor that you can clearly see go up there. We're going to get as a depth measure. It goes even deeper than this room. I don't know how deep.